Welcome to Finding the Fire. The fire inside is what drives us. Left unattended, it can burn out of control. In Finding the Fire, Cindy Jacobson speaks with guests, telling stories of trauma and triumph. In sharing our experiences, we find connection and understanding. Join her now as we burn through the walls of separation. Get ready for Finding the Fire, and let's find your spark.
Okay, we're here.
Hello. We've survived.
Oh my, you know.
I'm here. Are you here?
I'm here.
Do I have this? I did cough today, but I realized I'm still alive.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the, should we say the word?
No, let's not even say it.
Let's not even say it.
So like life shut down, right?
It's canceled.
Life canceled.
We
Everybody
are coming
go back to bed.
On this podcast today to let you know life is canceled.
Yep.
It's all canceled.
Just get back under the covers. Stay home.
Forget about it.
Hoard all your toilet paper.
Yeah, you
make
can't
a toilet
even
paper
go
fort.
any place. Nope.
I know.
Don't even think about it. So, the coronavirus, you guys, what in the world? Today we want to talk a little bit about like what are your thoughts? And we're going to kind of just like talk about both sides, right?
Right.
Because until not too long ago, I thought it was like, I don't know, a farce, just like, okay, whatever. And then I've been forced to study some things, and I still feel like I'm on both sides of the fence or of the
completely
argument.
So I'm completely on both sides too, okay? Because, you know, I'm a nurse. We went through H1N1, which was swine flu for those that don't know the new technical term. And, you know, when swine flu came around, what was that, 2009, because my daughter was just born, we went through this whole thing, right, at the hospital. Like, we had all this mandatory overtime training. We wore hazmat suits, like the whole works to train for this swine flu that was going to kill us all. And if you were diagnosed with it at the hospital, I don't know if this was widespread everywhere, but I know at the hospital, if we were diagnosed with it, we were mandatory quarantined for 7 days. And my little, I love this. So my little 6-month-old was the first diagnosed in our hospital of H1N1 swine flu.
That's
6
amazing.
months old.
And she was fine. I mean, eventually, right?
Well, you know, we were quarantined to our house. Like, everybody thought we were lepers. Like, it was so sweet because my coworkers brought care packages and dropped food off. But I'm like, I can't leave what's going on here? I couldn't go to work. Long story short, she was the only one in the family that got it. She had a little bit of a cold, which was hard because she was a breastfeeding infant, you know. So you know how babies can't have to breathe through their nose while they eat. So as a mom, that's always stressful to see your baby go through. But literally, that's all that happened to us. And I leave it there because we're gonna mess with it.
Yep.
And so I had to take 7 days off work, and I'm like, I have to take PTO. I'm not even sick. So thankfully my manager was amazing, and she had HR pay me because it was their requirement for me to stay home, and I got paid and everything.
You should mention HR had to pay you.
I know. Interesting, right?
Going back to something similar to that in a minute.
So when this whole coronavirus comes around, you know, I'm like, okay, here they are again, because you saw the picture. I don't know if you guys saw the pictures, but I saw the pictures. I'm not currently working at IHC, but they did the training again, and they're wearing the hazmat suits, and I'm like, here it is again. You know, we went through this once, and it wasn't as scary as it was put out to be. And so I want to believe that this coronavirus is a similar thing, right?
And it passed. The N1H1 passed.
H1N1.
I also had swine flu.
Yes.
Back in Washington State.
And
as a teacher, and I have a compromised immune system a little bit, and so I get stuff, but I was fine. My family didn't get it. The widespread panic that's being caused is just insane to me.
What makes me sad is this just shows how much media has control over everybody, right?
Well, I agree. And then I also, until about a week ago, I thought it was just all media, right? Mm-hmm. And then we have an international trip planned, right? For 60 doctors and then 15 volunteers after for about 75 people, including you.
Yes.
To travel to
outside of the
country. So half was going to the Dominican Republic, which there was a reported case. Half was planning on going to Belize. Mm-hmm. And we were going with a university that had medical students. Yes. Well, 72 hours before we're supposed to leave, the administration of the university says, no way. We are canceling all international travel for all of our students and our faculty. If our faculty decides to go, I was speaking with them. They're like, I can't just go anyways.
Right.
And I'm like, what in the world when I got the call? So then I went from like, why? This is just a media ploy. So then I was like, okay, I have to start researching and what is it that they're getting their information from? Because they're smart. You know what I mean?
Right.
They're in the medical field. Like I understand that they might be looking at it a little bit differently than most, or maybe a lot differently. So I started digging. And the point wasn't, they were worried that anyone would get this, I almost said swine flu, get coronavirus. It is the quarantine situations that's happening on the way home.
Right.
So there are people that are coming back into the country that, with Trump's travel bans, they're just getting really tight on them. And so the World Health Organization has a report that's updated every hour of what's happening with this virus and where it's spreading to. And as I started researching where the virus originated and why, and the proteins that are located there that are inside the virus and who it was intended for, I started to understand more of the scare. And I don't think, I could be wrong, but maybe it's just people I've spoke with. I don't think a lot of people think I'm going to get it. That nobody thinks that I've spoken with. They're not like, I'm not going to get that thing. Even the doctors that were going to go with us, they weren't concerned about that. We were just concerned about the fact that we weren't in charge of if we got to come home.
Right.
So they're even talking about, breaking down, this is something, could not happen. But they're talking about quarantining state to state.
Yeah.
They're canceling trade shows. They're canceling everything. And
canceling concerts.
A week ago, I didn't know what this was. And now it's like completely made my world spin upside down. Yeah. And I had to break everybody's heart that was going and say, we can't go. And I'm so sad. And then, like you said, now I'm noticing all these other things are getting canceled. And again, as I was studying, the communicable diseases and stuff, the purpose of it, from what my understanding is, just to get us to stop moving and spreading it because it spread across China like really fast. It just I could be wrong, but what I'm reading is it just is really contagious. So once someone does get it, then it can spread really fast.
Right. And you can be a carrier of it without having symptoms.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. So, and I don't know, this whole thing is just like you say, we want to be careful and cautious, and we don't want to be spreading something that we have control over. But the fact that they can quarantine you outside of the country, like not even symptomatic, but maybe somebody in the area you left from, or the plane you were on, or the cruise ship you were on had it, and then they lock you out of the country and or let you back in the country and then quarantine you in hospitals asymptomatic or a minor cold, and it's causing such a frenzy and a scare.
Such a frenzy, like
that you can't even. I know you can't even buy bottled water. By the way, I'll sell this to you for $5.
We have
2 bottles of Arrowhead water here.
If you're interested, folks, they're each for you $20. You got about 15 minutes to Venmo us.
The price went up over 30 seconds.
I have a quarter of a hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, these are going for like
$1,000.
Yeah.
Go ahead and Venmo me $1,000 and I will mail this to you.
Oh, and this right here.
We have a Lysol can.
Lysol actually, on
we
here
don't know how
somewhere.
Much is left in it. It doesn't matter.
It has, I didn't even know this, HIV-1 AIDS virus it kills, hepatitis B.
Which is good because the coronavirus has the HIV.
I know, which is crazy. I just read about that.
Yeah, and MRSA.
But somewhere on here, I believe is coronavirus as well. I've seen it on
you shouldn't have said
on the
that.
Clorox wipes and things like that.
Okay.
It kills the coronavirus.
So we have a bottle of Lysol.
It's about a third empty or
we're
a third
raising money
full.
for charity. So that is what
we gotta make up for this for the
I don't know.
humanitarian missions that we lost money on, right? So we've got to raise money here.
This is what's happening in our town. So, okay, you have your hand sanitizer. I don't know what I say, $500. And the Lysol, 10 grand. Okay. If you want it, it is yours. Just Venmo us or pay on our website. But that's the madness that's insane.
That is.
There was a small hand sanitizer on Amazon for $250.
Is that crazy or what?
It's madness.
And somebody's people are buying cases of water. My neighbor, she was I won't say, a store the other day, and there was trucks of people that were backed up to the distribution truck that came, and they were just throwing all the cases of water in the back of their truck and cinching them down. And I wasn't there, so this is all hearsay, but I heard it from multiple sources, and I heard it broke out worse than a Black Friday deal. So
yeah, I believe it. And then the implications it's having on Wall Street. So I'm seeing the panic go from not only, it started having effects on Wall Street about I don't know, 8 weeks ago, something. We're like, what? Why would a virus affect this? They froze trading yesterday.
It's crazy.
What the hey? So now this panic-stricken frenzy is going to some people are worried that it might, start launching the next 2008, kind of recession. Right. It's like, we need to simmer down. But good news, I was reading this morning that where the virus originated, they're starting to be able to treat it, and it's also very treatable.
It is very
so it's
treatable.
like, come.
Yeah.
Lysol, it says on the can. It kills coronavirus. We're fine, people.
Yeah.
Let's go to the NBA games. Let's go to the concerts. Let's live our life. Like, it doesn't have to be canceled.
And I know that there are different viruses, right? But like, if we look at the numbers of the flu virus, like the flu goes around every year and kills hundreds of thousands of people, and we don't go crazy about it. It's like, it's going to happen. Like if you're sick, if you're immunocompromised, if your health is depleted, and of course we take all precautions we can, but I just don't understand the frenzy right now.
Me too.
The scare tactics, and it I don't know. It really hurts my heart, I want to say, because some people are legitimately like terrified.
Totally.
And my thought always with everything is, what, like this is my personal view, but if Mother Nature or God or the universe or whatever is done with us on this planet, she's going to be done. Mm-hmm. He's going to be done. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready for it. Like let's move on from this, because this is
it's
crazy
so
and
insane.
And people are attacking each other and like defriending people. It's like worse than the election last season.
Well, and I was thinking about around. Like the plane that I had booked had 26 seats that we had bought on that plane. And it made me wonder, like, there's a plane going from, Las Vegas to Santiago, Dominican Republic, that's got 26 empty seats. That's just one instance.
Right.
That's just our group. But when I contacted the people in country, they're like, everybody's canceling. Yeah. So
all of their economies are going to be destroyed. I can't even imagine, because those countries and places in particular are very hurting for money anyway. So so when people come on vacation or on humanitarian trips or whatever, that's
their bread and butter.
Yeah, that's their bread and butter. And suddenly everyone's like not going anywhere. And
one good thing is, like, we already paid our employees and stuff before we left, and they bought food for our people and water and snacks, and so we were able to stimulate their economy. They got to eat the food, I guess. So, some good was still done, but it is really disheartening that this panic-stricken madness is happening.
What's up with our timer? Are we done?
No, we're good.
Okay. Just like give us some hand signals or something.
Well, being from Seattle, there's schools there that are closed. Closed.
I know. All of Italy shut down. Like literally, they just shut down.
They're trying to make 16 million people not move. Right.
Yeah.
And California declared a state of emergency. Like, there's only 9 cases or something, and California is huge, and there's probably a lot more of the flu there. So, I don't know. I know that it's madness. People are freaking out, and I think everyone just needs to take a pill of chill right now.
Right, and you know what? Have a little consideration too. Like, how much toilet paper are in your garages right now, you guys? Because like, I literally bought like an 8-pack. I'm like, okay, hopefully the shelves are stocked back up by the time we need it for our family of 5.
Like, I don't know if it's just a Utah thing, or do you know if other states are doing it too?
I don't know why, but I feel like it started here. Oh, I do know why. Actually, let's back up, because that's something we want to talk about. Excuse me. So there was a couple on a cruise ship from St. George.
Yes.
That it was a cruise ship that was quarantined. And
how cheap would a cruise be right now, boys and girls?
Like they'll pay you to get on a cruise ship.
Petri dish.
Come. So this couple on the cruise were quarantined, and the husband did test positive. So I'm not going to get all these details right, but they quarantined him. He was kept in California at 2 different hospitals under quarantine. And then when they decided that he was safe enough to move and travel, they sent him to Murray, Utah, and quarantined him there. However, the news is publicizing St. George man diagnosed with coronavirus. Yeah. That's all anybody hears. Yeah. And they run out and buy all the toilet paper and all the water. Yeah. And it's like, you guys, this guy hasn't even been back to St. George in like over a month, probably like 5. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time. Yeah. It's those quarantine stories we keep hearing. Yeah. And they are setting up military bases to take people for quarantine. Yeah.
And so it makes you wonder. It's like, here this guy is. Didn't they feel okay? Like no symptoms?
I can't remember if he minor symptoms or no symptoms. But yeah, he wasn't like deathly ill or anything, but they quarantined him because of it. Which, okay, I get it. You know, like we don't want to spread it, but the hysteria behind it is what's insane, because the news picks up St. George man diagnosed with coronavirus, and we all went crazy around here. And on top of that, the woman that was on his wife that was on the ship that was quarantined, she was sent home to St. George, symptom-free, coronavirus-free. Like, they deemed her fine to come back. She's not contagious. She's been getting threats, you guys. Threats.
Yeah. Well, the people are everywhere are losing it. They're losing their minds. The Dominican Republic case that was reported, same thing. A guy on a cruise ship from Italy. He just got off the cruise ship. He's not in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
But because he even was there for like a short time, it's a case being reported from there, and there's panic over there. And it's just everywhere. Like,
no, it's sad. And that's the thing is like, fear-based mentality is a very dangerous place to operate from.
Very dangerous. And you start to, when the fear, the logic goes away when fear kicks in. So let me ask you this. What do you think, we won't say what our conspiracy theories are, we can, but what are some that maybe we've heard? Because we've heard a ton.
So many,
and we're not going to say if we like buy into them, okay? Right. But I will say some that I've heard, or two truths and a lie kind of thing. Like, I might be like, or, so
they're all going to be.
Yeah. What are some conspiracy theories? Like, what in the world? Okay. Why is this so bad?
So first of all, and I think a lot of people are like, okay, what's going on? Like, usually when something like this goes crazy in the media, they're trying to keep our attention away from something.
I've heard that.
And it's like, okay, well, what could it be? Oh, it's an election year. You've seen all the memes go around. Like, every election year, there's the SARS, there's Zika, there's whatever, measles. Like, there's an outbreak of something every year that's going to kill us all during an election season. And it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But what else could there be? What have you heard?
I've heard, where the trade with China and us has been kind of clamped down, where it's like, no, we're only buying local, and we owe China big. We rely on China.
Yeah, for sure.
And yet there's this kind of argument between the leadership of both countries, right?
Right.
And so you wonder if that, one conspiracy theory I've heard is you wonder if that's China saying, well, guess what? This is for you.
Yeah.
Looking at where the virus was, kind of originated. So there's all sorts of conspiracy theories like, okay, well, now we really are going to be forced to only buy stuff from America.
Right. Stimulate our own economy. Yeah. But then
So it's like, whose play was this? Was it ours or theirs? Or ours or like, it's
both.
just so interesting.
Or none.
Yeah, or none.
Yeah, or
are we
just
supposed
happened.
to like not look at the coronavirus because we're not supposed to realize other things are happening?
Right.
Right.
So let's see. What are some other conspiracy theories?
Well, bills are passed when you're looking.
Right.
So Sean's wife was just saying, like, sometimes, like, hey, okay, look over here. Like, we're all looking at the coronavirus. Like, what else is happening underneath? What bills are getting passed? What things are sliding through?
We're not paying attention.
That people aren't watching.
Yeah, because we're too worried about buying all the toilet paper.
So, like, how many people have died from the coronavirus? Do we know?
I think it was 500 and something. There was a tweet that went crazy this morning from our president. He said some crazy tweet, and so people are like going insane about it. I think we're going to get it looked up for us over here.
But
the diagnosed cases and the deaths were like so
since the beginning of the coronavirus.
Yeah, since the beginning. So
okay, so I was going to say 3,800. So since the very beginning of the coronavirus, including China, this includes all of it, right?
Right.
There has been about 4,000 cases.
4,000 deaths. So and how many flu deaths in that same time?
That's what I was going to say. So 113,000 people have been diagnosed. Only 4,000 have died. But guess what? Over 1 million kids have gone missing in that time.
That blew my mind when I saw that statistic.
What the heck are we worried about in the media when we have kids that are missing?
And what could the media be doing to be publicizing that
so much
instead?
They could be doing
getting
so
our
much.
awareness out about that.
Right. They could be doing so much. We could all be doing so much. But as we're looking up the statistics for how many have died through the flu, I'm sure that
every year it's between, is it 7? Well,
he's
while he's looking it up, but and I think everyone's like, well, the thing is the death rate is higher than the flu, right? Well, guess what? We weren't testing for corona, and we don't have the testing. I mean, we're getting the testing now. So people could be misdiagnosed as having the flu, or, oh, it's not the flu, you just have a virus, let it pass, and it could be corona. And since they didn't die and they didn't do specific testing.
And I guess I heard that there's not even a reliable test.
Right.
How great is that?
I know. So
like, they're not certain that the testing they're using is 100% reliable. So okay, so should I quote this or not?
That doesn't, that death rate's not right, because I know it's in the 70s, thousands or something.
But think about each county, how many people get the flu each year.
I know.
But yet we are super worried about this one little virus.
I know. It's just sad. And I know we need to be conscientious and aware and everything, but we always should be, first of all. Like,
well, one good thing I think is now I feel like I have the liberty, if somebody's leaving out of the, I was going to say the public restroom, I feel like I could now go, yo, go wash your hands. Where before I could never say that. Okay.
Right.
Now I'm like, listen, lady, you know what, dude, for real, go wash your hands, man. Where like, you see that before, and I read it, or I think I heard it on the radio. Like 1 in 10 people, or maybe it's higher, don't wash your hands in the bathroom. And only like 40% of people or less use soap.
That is
disgusting. And even a smaller percentage of that uses enough hot water and soap to kill any germs.
That is
so regardless of what virus it is, let's just, get out some just clean.
Wash your hands, people.
Hand washing conversations.
Wash your hands. And if you're sick, stay home. Yeah. Like, let's be smart, But yeah, hand washing. I saw a meme. Somebody was like, "Oh, now because of coronavirus, 4 out of 5, or I don't know what the statistic was, but they were saying men are now washing their hands after the bathroom." And I didn't know this. Okay, I didn't know this until some men in my life brought me awareness to it, because I feel like, as a general rule, most women wash their hands. I think very rarely do I notice a woman walk out of the bathroom without washing her hands, and I'm skeeved about it.
Yeah, but seriously, it's kind of,
Yeah, but I've had men in my life be like, nobody washes their hands. Or like, think about it. It's a lot less germs if I only touch myself, which, I mean, that's gross right there. Like, don't shake my hand.
That's gross right there.
Don't shake my hand if you have not washed your hands.
I think I'm going to die.
But yeah, they're like, I have more risk of getting more germs if I touch all the sink and everything else to wash my hands. And
did you find out who died? How many people died from the flu?
Well, people can look it up. I'm not worried about it, but
I know it's more.
But yeah, it's a lot of people that die of the flu. P.S. By the way, electrolytes, you guys, potassium, magnesium. That's what kills you. That's what kills you when you're sick. Is your electrolytes deplete. Potassium is burn up like that when you're stressed and sick, and that's what's killing people. And we don't even think of basic minor things. Just a quick story. A friend of mine's little boy, 3 years old, he was high fever, had 103 point something fever the other night, and like tremoring, and she was terrified. And I'm like, 52,000 flu deaths, 20 to 52,000.
It's a little bit more than 4,000.
Yeah. So I brought her some body armor, which is nature's electrolytes. It's coconut water and fruit juices. And I was there, and he woke up screeching, this horrible screech, and she just fed him this body armor. And within minutes, he was like up and about and asking where his sister was and how, like just fine. And then let the fever ride out and just kept him with electrolytes. And in a day and a half, gone. And he's fine. His fever went from 103 overnight to 100 to he was fine the next day. But make sure you keep up on your electrolytes, because that's what makes, that's what puts you in harm's way. So I think
that's
we're about
a good tip.
Right. Yeah. We're about wrapping up.
So the moral of the story is life doesn't have to be canceled, right?
Don't cancel life. Don't be greedy. Don't buy all the toilet paper. Wash your hands. Stay home if you're sick. Don't feed into the fear.
If you are one of those psychopaths, I mean, come on, buy our
yes. Here we got.
We
some
will
water
sell
for
you some water for a lot, and we will
2
go
for $50.
help charity with it. But come on, let's use our common sense here.
Absolutely. So
yes.
Anyway, till next time.
Until next time. Thanks.
I don't know if we're still going, so we'll just chat because our shut up timer is not working today.
Well,
I think it got the virus.
It probably did, and I seriously, I just really think if we start selling these things.
I know. By the way, I'm taking this out of the podcast studio with me.
The Lysol can. I don't even know if it's expired.
Street.
Does Lysol expire?
I don't know. Oh, there is an expiration date.
I don't care. It's probably still worth some monies.
Fab. What month is Fab? F-A-B. April. Yeah. I don't know.
Seriously.
There's some date on there. A fabulous
Please keep
date.
your heads on, folks.
Yeah. Don't lose
Don't
your
go
heads.
bananas. Other people actually need toilet paper to just like, I don't know,
To live.
keep their family alive.
I'm going to start crocheting.
Not alive, you're not
Did
going to
you
die.
see that
but
meme of the crocheted toilet paper? I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I love
like,
it.
why don't you stock up on something else? Like, I'm
Toilet
not
paper, though.
sure about this.
Just get a bidet and like spray your bum off. You know, get in the shower. I don't know.
Do something. What did our forefathers do prior to that?
I know, right? Before toilet paper was
Like,
invented.
wouldn't you, like, if you were really freaking out, like, stock up on food or something?
I would think so. Or
Medications?
ammunition. Oh, wait, did I say that?
You know it.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm
I'd rather
just-
have ammo. You're going to give me your toilet
You've been
paper.
listening
Just
to
kidding.
Finding
I'm totally
the Fire.
kidding.
I know,
where
right?
we are
You
finding
buy all the
deeper
toilet paper, I'll buy
connections
the
through sharing our
ammo.
life experience. Being placed in foster care, losing a child to SIDS, and a husband to suicide, Cindy has turned her story into the fuel that drives her. To be featured as a guest, go to findingthefire.com. Cindy is a former NICU nurse, a foster parent, has started a nonprofit, helps others, and supports her family by selling real estate. To find out more, go to involvedcommunity.com.